Hey, how's it going? This video is meant to kind of clear up some stuff with cooldowns and to give you some help with today's cooldown. So cooldowns will always be posted here in Google Classroom, not under the Stream tab. Well, maybe you can find it there, but it's definitely under the Classwork tab. We're in Unit 1. So here's the Unit 1 Lesson 1 cooldown. If you click here, this will make a copy automatically for you. If you click here, this will bring you to the lesson summary. Lesson summary, if I open that, looks like this. Take a second to load the pictures. We'll let that go for a second while I bounce over here and show the cooldown itself. But there it is. So here's the cooldown, and then over here is the lesson summary. So this kind of gives just a breakdown of some of the stuff we talked about and a little bit more in depth on some things. So you can read through that if you're having trouble. The cooldown itself is asking you to describe what it means for a graph to be a function. We'll sketch two non-functions and explain why these two examples are not functions. You can enter your response here, or you can insert a screenshot of your work or a picture. If you do it on paper, you can take a picture of it off of the paper. For me, I'm going to do it in a Jamboard. I can create a graph here. If you hold Shift in Jamboard, you can create straight lines, kind of like that. So I'll create a graph here. And for your cooldown, it's asking you to come up with something that is not a function to non-functions. I'll sketch the graph of a function. Functions we learned by definition, which you can see in the summary if you want, is a relationship between inputs and outputs. There is exactly one output for each input. Like this parabola works. This table represents a function. And we even have like an equation here. We'll talk more about those as we get going in this class. So for me, I'm going to draw a function. I have to have exactly one output for every input. So like maybe A is an input here. Well, if I were to draw the graph, it could be something like this maybe. We learned about polynomials in Algebra 2. Well, here's the graph of a polynomial function. It goes up and down and then up again. And hey, look, I have only one output here for A. If I zoom in, A seems to output, well, luckily 0 for me right here. So A only has one output. A outputs 0. That's what that point means. Input A, output 0. I could choose any other value on the graph, like maybe this is B. Well, on the graph, here's the point. It doesn't matter what value it is, but B only has one output here. I could choose any other points on the graph. Maybe this is C. Well, here is its one output. Right here, C only matches with one Y value, which is the output. B only matches with one Y value. A only matches with one Y value. That's what makes this a function. So your job is to come up with two non-functions after you explain what it means for a graph to be a function. All right, hope this helps. See you next time.